What's up, Wolverines? Thank you guys for joining us today on Big Ten Football Addiction. There's a lot happening around Wolverines football right now, and the next few weeks could reshape how this program is talked about nationally. And a lot of the questions you guys were asking back in the winter are finally starting to get real answers. If you've been following closely this offseason, you already know what is on the line with this next class. This is not just about adding stars to a list. It is about what kind of program the staff is building and whether it can live up to the high expectations or not. But we have a lot to get to today, so let's jump right into it. We'll start with some good news because Michigan just pulled a top 100 wide receiver out of Notre Dame's backyard. Four-star Quentin Burrell committed to Kyle Whittingham and the Wolverines, choosing Michigan over Arizona State, Missouri, and Notre Dame. At 6'2" and 195 pounds, he ranks as a top 100 national recruit on both Rivals and ESPN. But this commitment is not the full story. The real story is what he signals about momentum and all the dominoes lined up behind him. Burrell is not a name people heard for the first time on Wednesday. He enters his senior season as Mount Carmel's all-time leader in touchdown catches with 142 receptions, 2,396 yards, and 34 career scores. He wins with route running, body control, and size at the catch point. For Michigan fans, the connections run much deeper than tape. His older sister played soccer at Michigan and just graduated this spring. He had visited campus several times before football ever became the topic of discussion. Add in his strong relationship with Ron Bellamy, who was the receivers coach during his early recruitment and is now director of player personnel, and the staff had a clear head start here. He told Rivals that the staff feels really close like a family and called Michigan a great school in the Big Ten with great history and traditions. But here's what makes this commitment a doorway, not a destination. Burrell is not the only blue chip prospect at Mount Carmel that Michigan is chasing this month. His four-star cornerback teammate, Tavares Harrington, is announcing his commitment this week, and many predictions favor Michigan for the 6'2", 190-pound prospect. That timing is no accident. Harrington just trimmed his list to a top 5 and set a commitment date of May 22nd. Notre Dame had a strong foothold in that recruitment for months. Then the predictions flipped. Many national experts now project Michigan to win Harrington's commitment. Zoom out, and the pattern is even bigger. Michigan already landed four-star offensive tackle Jakari Lipsey earlier this month, the number 3 in-state recruit in the 2027 class and the number 105 player overall nationally. Whittingham has now stacked 3 blue-chip commits in the 2027 class, including a quarterback the staff flipped from Illinois. That answers the question people kept asking when this hire happened. Can Kyle Whittingham actually recruit at this level? But raw commitments do not win games. The reason Michigan is selling this 2027 class so aggressively ties back to one player already in their building, their quarterback. When Bryce Underwood walks into Michigan Stadium for week 1, he is chasing a sophomore leap, not a starting job. He arrived as the top-ranked player in the 2025 recruiting cycle. His freshman season was solid for as young as he was, but definitely had room for improvement. PFF charted 28 dropped passes for Michigan receivers last year. And we all know that a quarterback can only be as accurate as his pass catchers will allow. That is the gap Michigan attacked this offseason. The staff added several playmakers around Bryce, including transfer additions, J.J. Buchanan, Jamie French, and Salise Moa. These 3 will line up next to Andrew Marsh in 2026. Buchanan is the headline name. He was one of the top pass catchers at Utah as a true freshman last year, and he posted just 1 drop on the entire season. Music to your ears, I'm sure, Wolverines fans. That is the sure-handed target Underwood did not have. And Underwood himself was not the problem. He broke a school freshman record with 251 passing yards in his Michigan debut. He flashed his dual-threat ability with 6 rushing touchdowns. He ranked among the Big Ten's best at 12 yards per completion. Whittingham told media during spring practice that Underwood has really improved overall, that his footwork is better, and that his making of decisions is better as well, while at the same time still calling him a work in progress. Just before we go on, I will give prize. The NBA playoffs are back tonight, and I'm going to give you a reason to watch it. Our picks over on the PrizePicks app. I'm going to pick more or less and build player lineups. In fact, I'll show you which I picked for tonight. Tonight I'm taking Wemby's more on points. I'm also taking Anthony Edwards more on points. I expect a high-scoring game between Minnesota and San Antonio. So go and grab those today. Pair a few things like that, and you've got yourself a lineup. If you want to try it yourself, you can download the PrizePicks app. Use our code HMA. All new users get $50 in lineups when they play a $5 lineup using our code HMA. You can sign up instantly by using the link in the description. Better production plus better receivers plus a better quarterback is the plan. But the offense is only one half of this rebuild. On the other side of the ball, there's a 5-star cornerback who could change the entire ceiling of this 2027 class. Joshua Dobson is the kind of name that defines a recruiting cycle. The recruiting world likes to say it never hurts when mom loves the school, and that is reportedly the case here. But a parent's preference does not sign letters of intent. You still have to recruit the player. On that front, Michigan has done the work to stay inside Dobson's top group as the visit schedule fills in. As of right now, South Carolina, Texas A&M, Auburn, and LSU are all scheduled to get official visits. Dobson has said that Michigan will get one too. The catch is timing. South Carolina locked up June 19th, which is Michigan's Victors Weekend, the same date that Michigan is using to bring almost every major target to campus. If the staff can pull Dobson north for that weekend, the energy in the building alone could swing the recruitment. Landing a 5-star cornerback would be a watershed moment for Whittingham and his first full recruiting cycle in Ann Arbor. It would tell the rest of the country that the Wolverines are not just stacking 4-stars, they're competing for the names that every SEC and Big Ten program wants. But Dobson is not the only prospect at the center of that Victors Weekend. There's a 4-star tight end already committed to Alabama who is suddenly making the Crimson Tide sweat. Colt Lumpras, a 4-star tight end out of Connecticut, listed at 6'6", 245, currently committed to Alabama, is also locked in for an official visit to Michigan on Victors Weekend in June. Michigan tight ends coach Freddie Whittingham made the trip to see him in person, and the Wolverines have built that June 19th weekend into a recruiting centerpiece. Alabama saw the signals and responded. The Crimson Tide performed a in-home visit, which is the kind of move you make when you feel the ground shifting under a commitment. The math on this one is simple. If he keeps his Michigan official and that visit becomes his final one, there is real reason to believe that he ends up in the 2027 class in Ann Arbor. He's a 6'6" frame. He's got soft hands, and a Big Ten offense that wants to lean into 12 personnel is a fit that does not need a salesman. The bigger story is what it means around the country. Alabama is playing defense on its own commit. A first-year Michigan staff is forcing one of the most powerful programs in the sport to circle its wagons in May. That is not normal. That is a program gaining real momentum. Burrell is the headline today. Harrington's announcement just days away. Dobson and Lumpras turn Victors Weekend into a pressure cooker. If all four fall the same direction, Michigan's 2027 class does not just rise, it reshapes the national conversation. We appreciate you guys for tuning in today. We appreciate our friends over at PrizePicks. Make sure you are subscribed to Big Ten Football Addiction, Michigan fans, and we'll see you on the next one.